Hi, this is Mati Fuller. I use tarot, numbers, and chakras to help you understand your relationships better. So this is a weekly love tarot reading for Sagittarius for March 9 to 15. Keep in mind this is a general reading. If it resonates, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then this reading is not for you. So let's find out what's going on with Sagittarius relationships. Soulmate and twin flame connection for Sagittarius, March 9 to 15. Let's see where you're at. Your partner has the Five of Wands, which has to do with fighting, bickering, delays, frustrations. They're frustrated about how they are relating to the world. The world is there too. So they have some issues. They have feeling that things are not flowing. Things are kind of stagnant and frustrating, and delays and obstacles happening all over the place. If you add up these two numbers, you get 21 for the world and 5 for the Five of Wands. So 21 plus 5 is 26. You add those two together, you get 8. 8 is the inner strength. So they're basically feeling disempowered and trying to find their inner strength. Things are just not flowing for them, and they don't feel like they're actually coping well with what's happening. They also have the Ace of Cups. They want a new beginning in love with you. And the Queen of Cups. Cups has to do with heart chakra. They want to offer you love. They want to have a new beginning in love. Something is not feeling good in the relationship right now, and they want a new beginning with you. If you add these two up, you have 1 for the Ace and you have 1 for the Court card. So that becomes a 2. 2 has to do with communication, cooperation, relationships. So there's something about the relationship that feels frustrating right now and that they're dealing with. The World card can also be the end of a cycle. So something is coming to an end and they want a new beginning with you. All right. So let's see what's going on with you. You have the Three of Swords, heartbreak, not feeling good. You also have the Emperor. You would love to be in control of this situation, but you just can't figure out a way to do it. If you add up these two, 3 and 4 becomes a 7. And 7 in numerology has to do with connection to source energy. It's a spiritual number. The negative side of 7 has to do with lack of faith. So somehow you don't trust this relationship right now. You have a feeling it's going to land in heartbreak, and you would love to control the situation. You also have the Five of Cups, which is also an expression of being alone and being dumped and not being in a relationship anymore. And you have the Four of Swords, which means you have pulled away from your partner to create some distance for healing and reflection, and something really doesn't feel good about this relationship. You have a feeling that it's coming close to an end. If you add up these two numbers, you get 4 plus 5. That's a 9, and 9 is also the end of a cycle. It can be unconditional love, but in the most cases it has to do with endings, ending of a cycle, ending of a relationship, endings and losses. So let's find out how you feel about each other. How does partner feel about Sagittarius? How does Sagittarius feel about partner? So you're both kind of feeling a bit iffy and sad and out of balance with the relationship right now. How do you feel about each other? Okay, so your partner has the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing queen. She nurtures everybody. She makes sure they have food on the table and that they feel welcome and that they all feel safe and sound. So the Queen of Pentacles will nurture. It means that they're nurturing their own needs. They also have the Hangman. They feel like they can't move forward right now because they can't see where they're going. They can't see where the relationship is going. So they're just hanging from a tree to get a different perspective on what's going on in the relationship. And they have 8 of Wands, which means that there is a flow. They could go with the flow somehow. All right, and the flow is going fast. There is a movement forward that they could actually go with if they chose to. But right now they're choosing to hang from a tree. So if we add up these numbers, you get 1 for the Court card, Queen of Pentacles, and then you have the Hangman, which is a 12, so that's 13. And then you have 8 of Wands, which is 12 plus 1 is 13, plus 8 is 21. 21 is the World card, which is the end of a cycle again. It's that circle. So there's a feeling in your partner that this relationship that you're in is coming to an end somehow. End of a cycle. You have the Ace of Swords. You've got new ideas. You want to start something new, but you're feeling like a victim. 10 of Swords. And you know that a choice is coming up. It's almost like you both know it. You may not have spoken about it, but you both know that something is coming to an end. And if we add up these numbers, you have 1 for the Ace. You have 10 of Swords, so that's 11. And you have 2 for the Swords, and that's 12, 13. 13 is the Death card. Okay, the Death card has to do with transformation or the death of the old and the beginning of something new. So there's a choice there. You can either choose to go through a transformation and find each other again, or you can choose to let the relationship come to an end. So you both have this ending vibration in your cards right now. Let's find out where this is going. Okay, so your partner has the 4 of Pentacles. That could mean one out of 2 things. Either they're holding on to the relationship too tight, or they don't want to share with you at all anymore. And they also have the 3 of Cups. They want to be happy with you. They want to be happy with you. So chances are that they're holding on to the relationship because they want the relationship to keep happening. All right. But if you add up these numbers, you have 4 plus 3, that becomes a 7, and 7 has to do with lack of faith. Okay, it can also have to do with ego and the Chariot and moving forward full speed and becoming unstoppable. But when it comes to relationships, 7 usually has to do with not trusting the relationship, not trusting the partner, not trusting that it's solid enough to survive the transition that you're about to go through. So there's a lack of faith there. You have the Queen of Swords. You want to talk to your partner. You want to communicate with your partner. You want to put the truth on the table. You want to know where you're at. And you have the Star. You still have great hopes for the relationship. All right. The Star gives you hope and direction from an inner source. And that's what you go by. If you add up these numbers, you get 1 for the Queen, and you get 17 for the Star. And that's an 18. And 18 is the Moon. All right. So even though you want to talk to your partner and get clarity, right now you can't see where this is going. You can't see the path. Everything is vague. You have no idea where this is going. Okay. And it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in when you can't see where something is going in the relationship and you don't know where you stand with somebody. Very uncomfortable. Having to deal with the not knowing is probably one of the worst things about being in a relationship where you're not sure. All right. So let's find out what kind of energy you have between the two of you. Actually, living with not knowing is one of the things that make you resilient in relationships. So So it's a good thing to learn how to do that, although it is uncomfortable. Okay, so the energy between the two of you is the Hermit and the Seven of Wands. You are both defensive, you are both trying to prove yourself to the other, and you're both walking away from each other, walking your own path. Okay, when we add up these numbers, you get 9 for the Hermit and 7 for the Seven of Wands. And 9 plus 7 is 16. And 16 is the Tower. Things are turning into chaos. It feels like things are turning into chaos. So it's a very uncomfortable place to be. You can't see where you're going. You just feel like things are slipping away and turning into chaos, and there's nothing you can do about it. So let's give you some advice. What kind of advice can we give to Sagittarius right now? Now, chaos can also be a creative space. One of the things that my master Osho used to say was, out of chaos, great stars are born. Sometimes you have to go through chaos before you become creative and create something totally new. So, we need some advice. Yep. You got the Hierophant, so you may be fighting over values that you can't agree on. I think a lot of couples are doing that right now, because it's almost like people's perception of reality is one of the most important things that can either make or break a relationship. You have to see eye to eye on how you see the world, okay? And that comes down to values. And the Hierophant is not flexible at all. It's rigid, because sometimes values mean more to you than the relationship itself. You also have the Tower. Things are falling into chaos right now. You want partnership, but you can also look at other options and other possibilities, other people that you can connect with. So it looks to me like chaos is happening, and it has to do with values. It has to do with how you work with others. It has to do with how you see the world. So let's add up these numbers. You have the 5 plus 16, that's 21. Plus 3, that's 24, plus 7, that's 31. 31 is 3 plus 1, that's 4. That's the Emperor. You want to control the situation, and that's part of the problem. Instead of just allowing the not knowing to unfold, you want to control the situation, and it makes things worse. So just mull over that this week. See if you can find it in your heart to let go a little bit and to just allow the unknown to be there and not try to direct it or control it. And just see what happens. Maybe it'll be better next week. All right, so that was the reading for Sagittarius. I hope you like it. Please put your thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you for listening. Bye.